is up, everybody? So, welcome to the weekend. Oh, everybody good? And let's talk about something art. Art. Why do we do it? Um, at the end of the day, I get it. We all have like these jobs. We all have a million things happening in our lives, but we never. Sometimes we just fall into a dip, isn't it? Like a dip. We don't wanna. We don't wanna do the things that we need to do anymore. And we start feeling kind of like depressed or down or what's the point of it, right? What's the point of all of these kind of things? And then we jump onto something else like this image that you're seeing, and we start to become alive again. We start to feel something again when we create the things that we love, we adore. And for me, I love these kind of horror images. I love these personal images. I love creating feelings and emotions. The best time I ever do art is when I'm kind of down or depressed, or Halloween. Halloween is just it's my day. It's my day. I love Halloween, and I love the feelings it gives me, and it gives me so many ideas and cool images in my head and thoughts, and I get to put them down on paper. Well, not paper, screen, innit, mate? So, where's your happy place? Where do you feel the happiest? Where do you feel depressed? Where do you feel like you just, you don't want to go, you don't want to do it? And these are the kind of things that lie in our lives, isn't it? Do we do this just because we must, or do we do this because of how much we love it? Wouldn't it be great if you could do something in life where you're non-stop happy? And it's always the same, when you're working for a company or whatever, there's going to be days that you love it. There's going to be days that you hate it. There's going to be days that you just want to give up and just pack it all in. What am I doing? And then you'll get to days where you're just so happy. And I think a lot of this lies with how you're treated, with what people say. It takes, like I always say, it takes a year to build somebody up, and it takes a moment to pull them down, right? How do your superiors or leaders treat you? How are they at work? And I think or the people around you, how do you feel with them? How are they? It's so many things, little pieces of the puzzle that either keep you really happy and content, also the work really happy and content, or just pull you down where you're contemplating, what am I doing? It's all Ari's fault. Nobody likes Ari. Ari's this little wee bastard standing in the corner. Cash, 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 Ari, with his Armani suit, 4,000 thread seat, with his little wee glasses on and his little gold watch, hiding behind his wads of cash. Little bastard. Anyway, these kind of things in the background, this image that I create where you just get into it and you start loving it and you just loving everything you're doing. This is a fantastic feeling, and this is really the meaning of art. Just loving what you get to do. I guess at the end of the day, it's a difficult choice, right? Do you do what you love doing, or do you continue a grind where you're not happy? Do you go down a path where you're not completely happy, or do you find that absolute happiness? And I think this comes with time. Sometimes we've got to bear the cross and see where it leads us. Sometimes we get lucky, right? I've had many jobs and I've enjoyed most of them, and I'm very content in where I am and what I do. But I think all of us have those days where we're just thinking, why? What's the point? And this is okay. We do this. Art, we're artists, so we're a very dramatic bunch. We're very over dramatic sometimes. We get depressed, we get happy, we get sad, we cry, we laugh. It is what we are. We're different. We're very different to normal people. We're special. But this is a cool thing. This is why we think way past what that box confines us to. We different. We're strong and we're incredible with our imaginations and with what we can do. We are a few that can actually put our thoughts into images and express what we're feeling, how we feel. And this is an incredible thing. Not many can do that. And we can. We think beyond the boxes. We figure out images that express ourselves. And the beauty is we allow others to see them and they can interpret them the way they want. And I love this. I love seeing how people interpret different images, what we're thinking. Sometimes somebody will come up with a complete different message from an image that I create, and I love this because it means that to them and it means something different to me, and that is awesome. So if you're in an extremely toxic workplace, there's no reason to stay, man. Start looking, start getting out, start finding your happiness. It's not worth it. And doing something because of the money should never be an option. It should never be an option for you. Find something else. Be safe. Take a chance. I don't know. It's up to you. But make sure that the end result is that you're content and happy with life. If you want to go freelancing, if you want to just do it for fun, whatever it is that you're doing, find a happy place. Life's too short not to. Life's too short not to do the things you want. And we spend an awful lot of time a day behind a desk or working or doing this kind of stuff. It's a good thing to find a happy place. Mold your life. It could go slowly, and that's fine. Take your time. But mold your life. Mold it the way you want it, the way you feel it. And I think this is a massive part of being happy. Make sure that you're content. Make sure you're working on the things that you want to work on, that please you, that fuel you, that give you energy, that just all around make you happy. And the other part is find people that lift you up, not pull you down. It doesn't bond. It doesn't bond. There's no connection. If you're constantly being pulled down by somebody, it doesn't work. Can't work. It would put you in a ditch and leave you there for a long time, where you could find somebody that lifts you up, makes you feel happy, and just drives you forward. Can you imagine just always been lifted up, always been kind of loved or enjoyed? And helpful criticism aside, helpful criticism is always what you need, but doing it in a way that you still feel respected, you still feel good, and you still feel that motivation of continuing. And sometimes we can fall into a heavy ditch, and this isn't great. This isn't great, and these are the things that you need to try and avoid. If somebody's constantly putting you in a ditch, man, time to ditch that person. See what I did there? Pretty good, Ari. Go to hell, Ari. Go yourself, Ari. You don't belong here. You filthy you bastard. So, art is a very different kind of animal. Whether it's creating music, whether it's creating drawings, 2D drawings, pencil drawings, charcoal drawings, digital, cinematics, videos, filming, whatever it is, it's an incredible skill that has been bestowed upon us. And we need to use it wisely, use it correctly, use it to create beautiful things. As I say that, the image on the screen is ghastly. But to me, these are beautiful things, right? It's expressing yourself. What does it show? What does it mean? Look at the way that leg moves. It's these kind of things. What is it showing? What am I trying to portray? And I just love it, man. I just love it. Can't escape. That's the meaning of this. You just can't escape. You know, it's not what you want, it's what you need. So I'm hoping these kind of things helps. Maybe some of you are in a rut. Some of you are feeling kind of depressed at the moment. Some of you are feeling happy at the moment, and that's awesome. Uh, not really the depressed ones. Get out of it. It's a very quick thing that you can get out of it. And remind yourself, those of you that want to quit art, and a lot of you do. I've noticed, somebody does 5 images on a website, it gets no likes or whatever, and that's it. They lose their temper, and that's it. Or they get a negative comment, and they're done. They're out. You can't think like this. At the end of the day, do it for yourself. It doesn't matter what a stranger thinks about you. It doesn't matter. It never did. And keep going. Keep pushing yourself for you. It's not for others. Start figuring out what really makes you happy, what you enjoy working on, what you love, and always find time for it. Doesn't matter if you have a job or other responsibilities or whatever. Always find that couple of hours a day, a week, whatever, to do what you love doing. It's important. Otherwise, before you know it, it's gone. It's gone, and you're caught in this rut of nothing but depression or whatever. So find it. Find that happy place. Find that place that makes you just want to get up in the morning. You can't wait to do it. You're just looking so forward to it. And that's happened to me so many times, man. Even a lot at work when you're working on like R&D, or tomorrow I get to create an entire new pipeline for facial animation, or different methods of animating, and you come up with theories, and you're thinking about things, and you're like, I wonder if this will work. It should work, and you can't wait to start working on it. Man, this is where you've hit the jackpot, where you live, breathe, and think of these things. It's awesome. So in life we go through a million different emotions, a million different feelings, and it's okay. It's a cool thing. It's a cool thing. Sometimes we feel completely lost. Sometimes we feel so warm at home, and it's amazing how fast these things can change between the two. All it takes is a nice word or some comfort or something, and that's where humans kick in, nicely or not. It's amazing what a single human can make you feel, one way or total another way, just with a couple of words or something. And this is where we need to be better. We need to always try and put ourselves in other people's shoes and try and figure out, the things that we can say that we shouldn't say. And this is a big one. There's no reason to be mean to people. There's no reason to hate on people. There's no reason. I mean, sure, certain cases, fine, but, in general, strangers, art, things like this, there's no reason to be an absolute filthy arty. So, think before that. That's it. I do a lot of these tutorials and things online, and I get a million great comments. Now and again I get some tosser, oh, this drove me crazy, don't do the accents. Alright, go away. It's not for you, it's for somebody else. No reason to leave messages or anything. I don't care what you have to say, unless it's positive feedback where, hey, listen, maybe you can try this, maybe you can try that. But you always get this 1 or 2 bellends, right? And there's nothing you can do about that. There's nothing. They exist by the troves. They exist. And they got nothing better to do. On the other hand, maybe think about their lives. They're pointless, running into horrible things, bad things in their lives. So on that side, you get it and you understand. And that's why I've stopped mailing back to these kind of people. It's not worth it. And, you never know what's happening in their lives. Maybe they're just complete idiots. More, I don't know. Maybe there's something far greater happening. So you deal with it differently. There's a lot of things I still got to learn, and there's a lot of things we can all learn how to treat others, or, you know, work out a situation. But on the outside of things, and the emotions of how we feel, and why we do the things that we do, these things we can't always control. We can't always control them, but it's how we deal with them, how we deal with the things that are given to us. And this, I think, is the most important point. Deal with things in your own way, but try and look at every part differently. Look at them as obstacles or challenges, or how we can fix things together. How you can go about it to spin it into a positive, instead of a negative. Negative things always drag us down. So even if something seems negative, which has happened to me recently a good few times, some things I've perceived as very negative, but actually when I stopped, just because they're not what I wanted, but when I stopped and thought about the results, actually it's what I needed. And you can spin very negative things into positive things very quickly if you just take the time to think of the result, instead of the ego telling you this is not what I wanted. I wanted this and I didn't get this, and so this is a train wreck. It doesn't have to be. There's a reason. Maybe there's a good reason for it happening a certain way. Even if it's not your way, take a time to think about what that way is, what its results are, and who the hell knows, maybe you start going, actually, this is actually pretty cool. And these are the things that we can start changing in your life, changing in our lives. Start thinking, actually, this, spin it. Spin the things, the negatives around, and maybe you'll find an extremely strong positive. And this is kind of what I'm doing with a couple of things in my life. And in all honesty, hell, I'm seeing them to be extremely positive. And I like this. Sometimes we'll go through a hell of a lot of hell. But if you don't need to, and if it's not necessary, then why? Why should you put yourself through so much hell? Just think about the outcome of something. Could this be a good thing for me? By the way, I had to render this in so many different layers because Daz wouldn't render the scene with all these geoshells. So all these geoshells I had to take off, put on, do different things, different details, different resolutions. Otherwise this thing just would not render. It would just crash every single time. For like half a month I tried, until I started splitting this scene up into multiple different things. And this was extremely annoying. The positive behind that, nothing. There was no positive on this one, mate. This one was just bloody irritating to make, in all honesty. But once I got all my pieces and I could just get into Photoshop and start putting it together, man, I really enjoyed this one. There's a lot of things I would have changed, but in all honesty, I wasn't going to mess with this one anymore. I couldn't. I needed this one to just finish and not give me a heartache of not rendering anymore. Anyway, I thought it came out pretty cool. I liked it. And it was a hell of a lot of fun to do. But like I said, there's a ton I would have changed about it. A ton I would have added, a lot of things. But, you get lazy. You just want things to be at the end. And get it up for Halloween, mate. This is the Halloween picture. It's Artie. Artie's getting eaten. Artie is the monster. And I am the cute little girl getting eaten by Artie. Go off, Artie. So, I'm hoping, something like this can help you. I hope, one or two things you can relate with. Life's not always just bliss and glory and happiness. There's a lot of shit that happens. And it's how we deal with those things. How we get back up. How we not, jump straight to, this is the end of the world. Because we are dramatic. We're very dramatic people. And that's okay. That's pretty damn cool. It's part of the it's part of being an artist, right? It's part of being a good artist. I think the more of a broader and more creative artist you are, I think the more dramatic you become. It's one of the traits, you know. It's like a suit. The more of a suit they become, the more cold, broken, rotted minded they get. You know, bigger the watches, bigger the gold they have to hide behind, because there's nothing but a shell left of that person. So we're the opposite, and it's a good thing. It's a good thing. The more in tune we get with our emotions, the better it is, man. You know, where a suit, the less in tune with their emotions, life, you know, in control of their own little broken minds, where money just literally sits in a shell of their head and just starts controlling them like Plankton and SpongeBob SquarePants in one of their robots. It's exactly like that with a filthy suit. But an artist is very different. They feel, they cry, they love, they laugh, they smile, and they think like nothing else on earth. And this is our superpower. It's an incredible power. And I'm so grateful that, you know, we get to have this and we get to use it. And that's the other thing. Use it. If you have it, use it. It's a beautiful gift, being able to create art. It's an amazing thing. And this is something, you know, just don't stop feeling too bad. Stop feeling like something's lost. And if something is lost or something is broken, take the time to go fix it. Take the time to go look for it. Sometimes, you know, we're always going to fall into divots. So take your time to connect again with yourself, to connect, you know, I stopped building art for personal art for well over a year because I just wasn't feeling it, just not feeling it anymore, don't care about it, no ideas, no creativity. And then I took the time to go look what was preventing me from being creative again. And there were multiple things I found. And one by one, I started fixing those things, acknowledging them, and started fixing them. And all of a sudden, I felt the urge to create art again. And let's be honest, Halloween's a big kick in the whatever. For me, anyway, since I love stylized realism and I get to do the coolest stuff on earth. So that was another thing. Look for the little wins in life. Look for the little silver linings. No matter how bad a situation is, always look for that little glint of light at the end of the tunnel. Whether it be something as simple as the sun shining, or, oh, the grass looks a bit greener, or, oh, I forgot I had that. That's a cool little thing. Or laughing at something. Just automatically smiling and laughing at something can help. Learn to be able to wield your emotions. How are you feeling? Sometimes it's nice to be depressed. You get to do cool stuff, right? Use it to your advantage. Sometimes it's nice to smile. Use it to your advantage. Pick it up again. Use it to your advantage. There's so many things we can do to change things. Stay in company of good people. Get rid of the useless ones that non-stop bring you down. Think about where you want to be in life, how you want to do it, and what is the end result, man? What is the cool end result? You want to work from home, in the comfort of your own home, doing cool stuff like I do. I love this, and this is the life that I molded. I get to stay at home, and I get to control an amazing team of artists and content team, and I love it. It's awesome, from all over the world. It's a crazy thing, and it's wicked. And I get to do all of this from a countryside house in the middle of a forest, in the middle of nowhere. It's great. It's great. Get to take my doggy out for walks, whatever, and find your peace and quiet. Find your peace and quiet, and find your happiness. And that's it. I don't know. I hope this one helps a little bit. I hope you can connect with one or 2 points. If not, it's complete garbage and crap, switch it off. Go look at some other video. It's fine. It's fine. Anyway, people, I hope this helps, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope you find your happiness. I hope you find your, getting out of that divot, getting out of all this rubbish, and just being content with life. And that's important. Find it. No one's going to give it to you. Go get it yourself. Go get it. Find it and take it. It will be. Anyway, people, have a great weekend and all the best. Bye, guys. I'll see you soon.